So am I your first TV show?
No, I did Nashville Gospel.
Oh, yeah,
here.
with Tommy Lewis.
Yeah.
Well, we have an agency called USA GEM, which stands for United States Association of Gospel Entertainers and Musicians, and Tommy's one of our board members.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a neat guy, isn't he? And, you know, he's been doing that program over 32 years.
Yeah.
When I first started getting involved in television, Tommy was my camera operator in 67, 68, and 69. It's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Tell me a little bit about your connection with Emmylou. I noticed that you're friends with Emmylou and Rodney Crowell. Of course, Rodney, I knew Rodney, I'll get it straightened out here in a minute, back many years ago. And I get this letter from him. I had already received a press kit from you, and then I get this letter from Rodney. And I thought, is this the same guy that I knew years ago? And sure enough, it was. Songwriter and singer and does a little bit of everything. Tell me about how you guys come together.
Well, we all met in California in 1977 when he was out there recording in Beverly Hills with Emmylou and Brian Ahern. And Donovan Cowart, my husband, was his engineer. And Donovan and I were also in a band together with his janitor, who was married to my best friend from high school. So we go way back.
That's interesting, and I see where you handle things in the church here in a local area in Franklin, Tennessee, which is one of our elite areas of our city. And tell me a little bit about that. I mean, I see you getting involved pretty much in gospel music, and how did that happen?
Well, I had been going to church in California and singing in choir there, and I wanted to find a church that had a big choir. So we went to the People's Church, which was called First Baptist back then, when we first moved here in 1983. And I joined the choir and sang in the choir. It was really a big choir at that time, about 120 people. And now I'm in a chapel praise group that's a smaller choir in a smaller part of the church that's the chapel. And I love it. It's great.
Now, how did you get involved in background singing?
Back in California, Brian Ahern hired me to sing background for Emmylou and Johnny Cash. And then Rodney hired me to sing backup for Sissy Spacek with Vince Gill. And Roseanne, his wife, and I sang on a song that he wrote called I Can't Resist. And then we worked on Albert Lee's record together, and I sang backup on that. And then Albert played on my CD.
So you've done a lot. Do you like background singing?
Yeah, I do.
Or do you like the solo work better?
But I like solo work better.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you know, a background singer is a very unique type of singing, because in a lot of cases, and of course you're an exception to the rule, but a lot of times background singers never make very good solo singers.
Yeah.
You know, they usually, it's an instrument that they're serving as an instrument, and they don't get out of that locked-in type
It's fun to sing backup because it's fun to find the harmonies, and it's fun to try to match the vocalist.
Right.
You know, and I think I learned a lot singing backup.
You know, I hear a little bit in your solo singing of Emmylou.
Yeah.
So evidently she's been a big influence on you.
I wanted to match her voice when I was singing on her record, you know, and so I definitely found where that was in my voice.
So do you plan on doing a whole lot more of solo stuff on your own now?
Yeah. I'm singing a solo pretty soon with my choir in church. That's a beautiful song. It's called Your Grace Still Amazes Me.
Wow.
And I sang a solo last year with them, too.
That's interesting.
And it's fun to have a choir as backup singers.
Yes, you're not kidding, because especially when you've got, you know, all the voices are good and they're right there on pitch and everything. It kind of adds a lot. Yeah. Well, you're an interesting person. I really appreciate you coming. You know, we don't usually just take somebody that, some people send us lots of CDs, and of course you're in 170 countries when this program airs,
That's
plus
exciting.
the 40-some million homes in the United States that we're involved in. So a lot of people are going to get to see you. And so when people send us a lot of CDs in here wanting to be on the program, we usually give them to people to listen for us and to recommend it, because we don't have time to sit and listen to 5 or 6 CDs every day. And this one come right on my hands all of a sudden, and I looked at it and I just felt led to give you a call. So we want you to come back again, and the next time you won't have to wait so late.
Okay.
Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Because she was last here tonight, and of course that's why, because we had we called you at the last minute and invited you to come. But
I never get
we
out.
appreciate it. And of course,
I've got
I want you 5 kids. Wow.
So it's fun to get out.
I'm glad you came.
We're out late.
And of course, I just found out tonight that your husband did work here in this studio 10, 12 years ago with Johnny Cash.
Well, I was home with all the babies.
And when I looked at the album and read the liner notes, and I saw Donovan there, but I saw the last name. See, he was never mentioned with the last name. Everybody just said Donovan. Everybody assumed, everybody knew who Donovan was. And of course, he was very successful out in California as an engineer, and has been so here in Nashville. So here we find out what comes round goes round, right?
Yeah.
And here you are back, and we're delighted to have you. Will you sing for us again?
Thank you so much. I'd love to.
Okay. And here's your CD. And I notice you have a website. Will you tell us your website, how folks can contact you?
It's http://BarbaraCowart.50megs.com.
Wow, that's an interesting website. Now, do you go out and sing?
No,
What if somebody
not too
contacts you and asks you if you'll come to their church?
much. I would.
Would you?
Sure.
Okay. And of course, now that we've mentioned some of these names, you're going to probably wind up getting a lot of emails wanting to know what's Emmy Lou like, what's Rodney Crowell like, and all that stuff.
They're great.
Is that
They're
okay?
the kindest people I've
Oh, yeah, they are.
met in a long
They really are. I took Roseanne to Israel.
You did?
I did.
Oh.
Way back in the
we
early
used to have
70s.
Christmas with
And I had the
Roseanne and
pleasure
Rodney.
of baptizing her in the Jordan River.
You did. Isn't that great?
So the next time you see Roseanne, you tell her we still love her and we think about her. Will you do that?
Yeah.
Sing for us now?
I'd love to.
Thank you. Will you come back again?
Sure.
Tell Donovan to bring you
anytime.
back.
Okay.